until launch.
Next up will be Falcon Heavy in startup, and that will be at the T-1 minute mark. That's where the internal flight computers take over the launch countdown.
Now remember, folks, we'll be launching here in less than a minute from 39A. Then 8 minutes after that launch, you'll see that first stage boosters come back and land on Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. That'll be about 8 minutes later.
Great news, Falcon Heavy now in startup. We're now just waiting for the final call from the launch director.
This is the mission director. Go for launch.
Yes. Go for launch of Falcon Heavy with USSF 67.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Oh, yo. He's so bright.
15 seconds.
See the atmospheric disturbance.
Falcon Heavy is headed to space. In preparation for Max Q. And great call out there that we have passed through Max Q. That's the largest mechanical stress on the vehicle on ascent. And incredible views there on your screen. Falcon Heavy in flight. Now next events coming up will be booster engine cutoff or BECO, followed by separation of the side boosters and followed by their side booster boost back burns. And then will be center core main engine cutoff, or what we call MECO. And those events coming up here just under a minute away. That will be BECO. That's where the side boosters engines will shut down. The center core will push those side boosters away from the vehicle. Then those two side boosters can begin to make their way back down to Earth with their boost back burns. And on your right-hand screen, you can see the views from each of those side boosters.
All right, folks, that looks like we have booster separation. We just had our side booster separation. They'll be landing back here at the Space Force Station here in just a few moments.
Again, we will have BECO. Side booster boost back burn followed by
oh my God.
Main engine cutoff of the center core here in just a few seconds.
That's incredible.
Side booster separation. Side core booster startup.
Incredible views. We just had BECO and separation of the side boosters, and you can see on your left-hand screen that the side boosters have lit back up. They are now in their boost back burn, making their way back down to Earth. Those side boosters are returning to Florida under the power of 3 engines. That's 3 of the 9 M1D engines. So next up will be the conclusion. Next up will be the conclusion of those side booster boost back burns, followed by MECO on the center core, as well as stage separation of the center core and the second stage, and then SES-1 or second stage engine start 1. As I mentioned previously, per the request of our customer, we won't be showing second stage views after SDS1. Additionally, our center core
Now, if you
or
look up
stage
between the
1
clouds,
is
you can see
expendable
those
today,
two
so we
second
will not
stage
be attempting
boosters
to
starting to head
recover
back to Earth.
that vehicle, but we should have some great views like we are seeing right
Side
now.
core, boost back, and shut down.
Should have some great views of the side boosters touching down for landing.
Eco. Stage separation confirmed. And next start.
And
Oh.
excellent views. We had these
Stage 1 FTS has safed.
We did have the shutdown of the
Acquisition
boost back burn. We did have the shutdown of the boost back burns on the side boosters as well as the MECO on that center core and stage separation. We are waiting for confirmation of a call out of the fairing separation.
They're there. They're there. There they are.
Where? Oh.
All
And you can
vehicles
see
are
the two
calm.
side boosters just to the right edge of the orange cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top right above that orange. Seem to be getting farther away, or they're just down thrusting so we don't see it.
So currently stage 2 is still making its way to its targeted drop-off orbit, while the side boosters are making their way back down to land. And these side boosters have another burn coming up. That will be the entry burn. That will be 3 of 9 M1D engines reigniting. That helps to slow the boosters down in preparation for as they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh.
We got some views here from those side boosters there on your screen. Now, at the time of separation, the side boosters were traveling slow enough to turn around and make their way back to land, to our side-by-side landing pads. If we have successful landings today, we'll mark the 163rd and 164th landing of an orbital class rocket. As I mentioned earlier, the center core, it will be expendable, and we are not attempting to recover it today.
All right, folks, we'll see that last burn coming up in just a moment.
Nice
Start
work.
looking
Good
over
work.
towards the vehicle assembly building in that
And
area.
there you
It'll
can
be
see
high up
on
above
your
the
screen,
VAE.
the entry
You'll see it
burns
come down
for
in
the
just a
side
moment.
boosters have begun. They're just about 12 seconds long.
UI FTS has saved, and NY FTS has saved.
And the entry burns for both side boosters have now concluded. Now next
Oh.
will be the final burn for each of these side boosters. That is the landing burn. It is just a single engine burn for the 7E9 engine. Each one of these M1D engines
prepare
has
for
about
that sonic boom in just a
190,000
moment.
pounds of thrust. So that is enough to slow the vehicle down just in time for landing. And you can see the coast of Florida in the background.
Boosters are transmitting.
Now that landing burn coming up here in just about 20 seconds or so. Landing burn will last about 20 seconds long. Again, we are scheduled to land on landing zone 1 and landing zone 2.
Landing burn.
And there are those landing burns have begun on the side boosters, so let's watch as they touch down.
Stage 2.
Wow.
Stage 2 FTS is saved. Boosters are landing like a boy.
Right.